Buenos días, señores y señoritas. Bienvenidos a Bootstrap REI. Yo soy su amigo y entrenador, Ryan Nickel. ¡Ay, ay, 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 ay! ¡Arriba, arriba, arriba! All right. Just had to get that out of my system. All right, welcome, Bootstrappers. This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another day in the life of a Bootstrap Real Estate Investor. And sí, hablo español. All right. Dude wants me to hit him, doesn't he? All right. I wasn't slowing down either. Hey, buenos días, Cesar. Okay, so, all right. Things change, man. Things change when you change and you see things differently. Sometimes you just can't see them until you have somebody point something out to you. And that happened to me yesterday. Yesterday I've been kind of like in a funk. I'm like, oh man, come on. Get out, Ryan. Get your head out of your butt and start getting back to work. And I've been going back to work, obviously, I've been working my grids and stuff like that, calling on people. And let's roll this window up so you don't get all of my air pollution. So I've been like, oh man, okay, got to get back into it, got to do this stuff. And so I met with the lady yesterday. She has something on Facebook. She's like, hey, I want to do this, for my friends and people. I'm like, I don't even know who she is, but she had this thing for like $25. She'll do like a natal chart, like basically, who you are based upon your the day you were born, the time you were born, and where you were born, and the stars, locations, and planet and orbitary systems and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right, come on, let's try this. What do I got to lose? And one of the things that she had, she's like, oh man, you get bored easily, don't you? Especially if you're not, going at things that are passionate and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, dude, she really pegged me to a T. And I'm starting to think about this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I started to insert myself into a lawsuit. I had 2 evictions. I'm losing a house to foreclosure. Not my personal house. It was a house that was deeded over to me that we were fighting. And I'm like, it's a struggle. I'm struggling on this battle, right? And it's like, crap, I haven't quite figured out this process yet. I'm like, going at it, I'm like, okay, I got these different remedies. But because of this particular situation, it's in probate. It makes it just a little bit more difficult because I don't quite own. I'm on title, but I don't have 100% complete ownership because probate hasn't given the letters of administration yet to let that work. So anyway, fighting that process right now. So I'm trying different avenues going after this, trying to like, okay, I'm getting with the probate. I'm trying to do a short sale to stall out the foreclosure. I stalled it out one time and they only gave me 30 days. I'm like, let's see if we can how we're going to work this thing out. So anyway, in talking to her, I was just like, man, yeah, I've kind of like lost my passion, about doing this business. And all of a sudden, it just dawned on me. I was like, you know what? I'm going about this the wrong way. I'm looking at my business as a whole. All of my properties as one big whole. And instead of looking at all of my individual properties as an individual business. Because she's like, your personality is you like to start things and then hand them off to someone else to run them and then reap the residual benefits. I'm like, yeah, that's why I love being a consultant back in the day. I just like, hey, I come in here, tweak things, get paid on it, get a little bit of residual on the increase and, total like Jay Abraham style. And that's what I would do. I didn't do it like amazingly well or successfully, or else I probably would still be doing it. But anyway, I digress. But I'm looking at my properties and I'm like, you know what? That's the error in my thinking. I'm looking at my properties going, you know what? This is true. I love the hunt. I love to go and chase people down, but I'm like, there's like this dispassion about this business right now because of the current struggles and challenges that I'm facing, And I'm not saying the challenges or struggles are bad and that I'm like, avoid them because they're going to like zap your energy because, challenges, they're good, bad, or indifferent, whatever they are, they're challenges. And sometimes I overcome them. I'm like, yeah, like I just had a challenge, like, my mortgage company on one of my properties in South Carolina sent me this letter and they're like, hey, guess what? Your impounds we've undervalued your impounds. Your payment's going up in October, $800. I'm like, $800? I'm like, I can't afford $800. I mean, it's $1,100 right now and all of a sudden it's going to go to $1,900. And so I call up the people that are buying it from me because I have, it's on a rent-to-own contract. Actually, it was on a lease option, and I have the caveat that like, hey, when it goes up, I have the right to pass it on to them. And so I'm like, hey, guess what? It's going up $800, and they're like, we can't afford $800. I'm like, well, what can you afford? She's like, $200. I'm like, I'm not going to eat $600 a month. So I struggled with that. I struggled, and you can listen to the other one, issues in the past. But basically, I came up with the idea. I'm like, I loved it. I'm like, perfect. The solution works, and we moved forward with it. And so it's not that the struggles are wrong or bad or anything. It's just that it's the label that I attach to it. So some struggles are great because I grow and it challenges myself. And I'm like, yeah, I overcame that. And other ones are like, oh man, this is a burden. This is a headache. I don't want to get out of bed now because I got to, face this thing. And so I started, looking at, instead of like, and unfortunately I was putting a label across the entire thing, real estate investing this. And I'm like, oh man. And that was a false label. And the way I was looking at it was like, well, why do I want to go out and get more properties if this is what real estate is? Now you're starting to see that? Like that was my problem in my mind. I'm like, oh crap. I'm equating these 1 or 2 or 3 problem properties with the real estate investing in general, instead of looking at the flip side of that and going, well, shoot, okay, I got these 2 or 3 properties that are causing me a little bit of trouble right now, but what about the other ones that I have, all of them that are bringing me money, tons of money every single month? I'm like, how come I can't look at the situation as like real estate investing equals wealth, freedom, prosperity, instead of like, oh man, maybe I should like hang this up and get a job. What the hell is that? What the hell? No. I got this freedom of my lifestyle. It's like, it's funny. Like, you always want the grass is always greener on the other side. No, it's only green where you water it. And I'm thinking like, oh man, my friends, I talked to a title rep yesterday, and she's making 6 figures as a title rep. And she's like, it's funny. I'm sitting, I'm like, oh wow, 6 figures is nice. I'm not making 6 figures. That's pretty cool, And my business, it makes 6 figures, but I don't bring home 6 figures. That's not, that's not it. And then, but in the same breath, she's like, oh man, I envy you, Ryan. You have the freedom to do this and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we each want each other's jobs. Isn't it amazing? You can't settle with what you have. And so I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? Each individual house of mine is its own separate business entity, just like akin to when I was doing consulting. This house here is making me money. This house is making me money. This house over here, it's not making me money. So guess what? It's time to, check this out. It's time to get rid of the ones that aren't money makers. What's up, guys?
Hi.
You just woke up?
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Hey, guys, want to say hi?
Who are these?
These are people on Facebook.
Oh, hi.
These are my beautiful children. Just 2 of them. I got one on the way and 2 other ones. But anyway, this is why I do what I do. But let me go ahead and digress again. So these properties are like, okay, crap. You know what? This is what's going on. I am thinking about it all wrong. And so it's like, okay. I love setting up the property. I love tracking it down, finding the owner, solving the problem, taking over the property, and then bringing a buyer into it, collecting money, and then walking away. And then every single month getting the cash flow. That's what I love doing now. I'm like, wait, I'm starting to think about going and collecting starting a whole new business, because that's what I want to do. And I'm like, wait, I can do that right here. I'm just not seeing it. Hang on real quick. Pause. Yes.
Could you help me get the Aldo head on?
Oh my gosh, of course I can. Can you hold this for me?
Yeah. But wait, I need to get this one.
All right, get your hood on.
Hello.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Hello, I'm Chewbacca. Oh, hello, I'm Chewbacca. Hey, Benson, I'm Zoe. Wow. Okay.
All right, here you go, bud.
Thank you.
Solved it. Daddy solving problems. So, all right, reconnect. I'm back. So when I look at it that way, yesterday I'm like, you know what? That's it. That was the small little adjustment, the small little piece that I needed in my mentality and my approach, was to think about things in just a slightly different way. That it's not in general, it's the specifics about real estate investing in these houses. And so yesterday, there was a property, and I went and looked at it, and I'm like, well, sure enough, this house is vacant. Sure enough, this house has an auction date. Sure enough, this lady lives right in town. So this morning I looked her up. Actually, I didn't know she lived in town until this morning. I looked her up, found out exactly where she lives, found her phone numbers, found everything about her, and I'm like, bam, this house goes to auction in about 3 weeks. It's vacant. It's a nice house. I mean, in a C, D kind of area, it's a B property, which to me, I don't care so much about that, other than the fact it does not need a whole lot of work, and she's not that far behind. I think she was only like $6,800 when it went to default, so she might be around 7, 8, 9, 10, even if it's $12,000. I can owner finance this property. I can put someone that put like $15,000 to $20,000 down on it, and it all depends on what our mortgage is. I got to figure that part out, but that's a deal. So for me, I go after that, solve that problem, put a buy in there, get the monthly cash flow, walk away, bam, go and do the next one. And so that's how I used to look at my business, and that's how I am remembering and refocusing to look at my business again. When you look at business this way, at least for me, because I love the little individual streams of income and treating them separately, it makes a lot more sense so that I can separate the bad ones from the good ones and just say, to the bad ones, I'm done with you. You've been a headache. I've made some money. I'm good. And move on to the next one, instead of thinking like, oh crap, real estate investing in general is this huge, wicked, nasty process. So anyway, I'm Ryan Nickel. I'm a Bootstrap Real Estate Investor. I look for inexpensive ways to go out and make a lot of money in real estate, and I want you to be able to do the same thing. And just remember, you are one deal away from changing your entire financial future. Because once you learn how to do this, you can do it for life and become financially free. All right. I got to go look at a house this morning at 8:30 down in Rockland, which is Sacramento, and then drive all the way to Chico, which is about another 2 hours, and look at another house. It's my goal to get one of these two houses under contract today, which I will. All right. Talk to you later.